We will continue the Python tutorial, and if you have not watched the previous video of Python, please I would ask you to go and visit the previous video that we have created. That will be the beginning for you. Even if you don't watch this video, you can understand, but it will be helpful if you can watch the previous video as well if you are a fresher. Considering this, what we are going to do now, we'll see some arithmetic operators. Like arithmetic operators, we have plus, minus, multiplication, division, and all. So we'll first see the division operator. So 10 divided by 3. This is the division operator in Python. It will give you a floating point values. If you want some absolute value, you need to do double slash. This is, and with this you will get, you can see I got the absolute value as well through this. Now the third operator is this percent symbol, which is there for remainder after division. Okay, so if I'll run this code, what I'll get 1. If we'll divide 10 by 3, what is the remainder that you'll get? 1. Now moving ahead, we'll see these two functions, what it does. This is pretty straightforward. 10 into 3, 30. But what this double star do? It is the 10 to the power. It makes 10 to the power 3, means 1000. So you can see, previously we have seen what is double slash. Now we have seen what is double star will do for you. Instead of multiplication, what it will do. Now we'll move ahead and we'll see some operator precedence. Like when we have plus, minus, everything inside, how it works. So we have, so double star is precedence 1, then division or multiplication, then plus and minus. This is how the precedence work. So if I'll run it, you can see 26. Why it is 26? Because 2 to the power 2, that is 4. 4 into 4, 16, and then plus 10, that is 26. So this is how we can assign the values, and this is how the operator precedence work here. Now we'll move next. We'll see now the bracket. In case of operator precedence, bracket overrides thing. So even though we know double star and this multiplication, it has higher precedence, but since it is in brackets, so this will get executed first. So if we'll run it, let's see how it works. 56. Why 56? 2 to the power 2, that is 4. 10 plus 4, that is 14. 14 into 4, that is 56. That's why it is giving 56 here. Now I'll also show you some mathematical functions that we have. So the first is the round. So to the value, floating point value 2.7, when it is rounded, it will give you 3, because if it is more than 2.5, it will give you 3. If it is less than 2.5, it will give you 2. And then the absolute value, if you want the absolute value of something, it will give you the positive part of it always. So minus 2.9 ABS, the function that we'll use, and it gives you 2.9 in the positive values. So here we learned the arithmetic operators, plus, minus. We have seen how the operator precedence works. We'll move next to the next tutorial, and here we'll see the actual math function. So import math. Math is the library that is provided by Python, and you can use the math directly. You can get the functions of it. So if I'll run it here, you can see math.float 2.9 will lead to 2. Math.ceil, like ceil and float, these are the common thing you will find in most of the programming language. Absolute value of y minus 2.9, then it will give you 2. 2.9 in positive values. Round we have already seen, and these are the functions that you can get from the math class, math library functions. Now we'll move ahead and see what next we can learn. So next thing that I will try to learn is the conditional statement. So like any other language, it also has conditional statement like if else. So you will get this if else if in every language. How it works here, I'll try to run it, and here it says go and treat patient. Why? Is COVID I had made false, and is doctor I had made true. So if is COVID is true, no, it is false. So it will not is good. Is doctor, if it is doctor true, then go and treat patient. If I'll mark it true here, then in this case, if I'll run, don't go out. Why? Because it is COVID is true. So this first statement when get executed, if it is true, rest of the statement will get discarded. If else means if this is true, then this will get executed, this will be ignored. If this is false, then this condition is checked. If it is true, this will get executed and this will be ignored. If both are false, in that case the last one will get executed. So let's try to make it false and see how it works. We can go out. Why? Because if COVID is false and you are not a doctor, it is also false, we can go out. So this is how if else if work. This is the conditional statement that we learned today in case of Python. We'll move next. For next tutorial, we'll see the logical operator. So there are three logical operators: and, or, and not, and, or, and not. These are the three logical operators. So it is typically done to combine more than one condition. And this is also you will find in most of the language, and or not, it is available in most of the language. So if is Indian and if is rich, then print is businessman. So we'll just comment these lines and try to run this one only. He is a businessman. Why? Because both are true. Okay, if I'll make it false, then this will not get executed. Why? Because this returned false, and this is true. Even though this is true, but it is an and, so means both the conditions needs to be true. If I'll again make it true, if both the statements are true, in this case it will run, this statement will get executed. Now we'll see the odd operator. In case of odd operators, only one needs to be true. So if I'll say is Indian, even though it is false, like we have seen, this was not getting printed, but in this case it will get printed because is businessman is true. So even though this is false, this will get executed. So this is the odd operator. Is businessman is also false here, so I'll try to make it true. Both the statements were false, so it didn't get printed. Now we have seen if one is true, then this gets printed. Even if both are true, then also it will get printed. If any one is true, then also get printed. If both are false, like we have seen, it won't get printed. Now the last thing that we'll see is not. So if this is true and not this, means this is false. In this case, so what I'll do, I'll make is Indian true and this makes false. I'll make this gets printed. He is not rich. I will just comment here to remove the confusion. He is not rich. Why it gets printed? Because this is true and this is false. If I'll make it false, then this statement won't get printed. See, nothing is printed. Why? Because this is false and this is not true. So we have seen the logical operator and, or, and not here. Now we will move ahead and we'll try to learn the comparison operator, that is equal to, less than, greater than, and like that. So first of all, I'll run this. I've declared a variable salary, I've initialized it with value 1000. If salary is less than 2000, then print this. This is the less than operator. See, it's really bad. Gets printed because this returns true. If I'll mark it 1000, so 1000 is not less than equal to less than 1000, so it will not get printed. If I'll do equal to, because 1000 equal less than equal to, then in this case this will get printed. Really bad. Now I'll try to screw this part and we'll see the equal to. So we have seen less than equal and less than equal to. We'll see equal to here. If salary is equal to 10,000, if then it is good salary. Otherwise, else if salary is, so here it is bad salary. Why? Because salary equal to 10,000, no. So this returns false. Salary less than 5,000 equal to 5,000, yes. So this gets printed. If I'll mark it 10,000, then good salary should get printed. We have seen good salary gets printed here. So we have seen the comparison operator, equal to, less than equal to, greater than, and like that. These are the comparison operator. You'll see the comparison operator in other programming languages as well. Now we'll see next what we can learn. So what we are going to learn is the loop. So we'll see I'll comment the rest of the part so that you will not get confused with the output list. So here I am trying to demonstrate the for loop. So this is a list that I want to iterate using for I in list print I. So it will go from index 0 to last and it will print I here. In this case, if I'll run it, you can see it prints from first to the last statement. From index 0 to the end, it prints here. Now we'll see some more for loop variations. We'll see some for loop variations in case of string. We have seen with list. Now how to iterate the string value. So here in case of string, this is the var str that I have created, and let me try to run it. So it iterates from index 0. So string is also you can iterate from character by character. For I in var str print I, you can see each character gets printed. It starts from here, I means from 0 to all. Now we'll see some while loop work. So I've created variable index 1. While index is less than 5, print index, and I have incremented it with more than with 1 so that once we will reach 5, this while loop will get broken. Otherwise, it will go forever. So I'll try to run here. While index less than 5, print index, so it prints till 5 because it is less than equal to 5. That's why. If I just do less than 5, in this case it will print from 1 to 4 only. That we can see. Now we'll see some more variations for while loop. Let me show you some magic part. So I have initialized a variable I with 1. Now here I am multiplying star with I. Let's see how it works. So for each value of I, the star will get printed. So once I is 1, it is printed once. Next time I value is 2, so it gets printed twice, then 3, 4 and 5 times. So you have seen how it works here. Now here I'll try to J is a variable that is initialized with I, and since indentation is something very important in case of Python, so we need to make sure we are following the indentation. While j is less than 5, if j is greater than 3, break. That's why. So once I have moved from j value is moved to 4, I have written a break. So this is what I wanted you to note. Break means it breaks the loop at that moment. So if as soon as j gets incremented to 4 with the help of this, uh, it breaks the loop. Okay, so the statement will come out of that loop. Now I'll show you some nested loop concept here. Here you can see nested loop means loop inside a loop. So this is one for loop, then this is another for loop, and here I am printing the value. So for each value of this for loop, second value loop will get iterated and it will print the value. Just you can note down the I am using the formatter like this, the value, and you can see for each value it's getting printed here. It starts from 0, like once the value of x, so range 5 means from 0 to 5, range 3 means 0 to 3, so you can see it gets printed. So 0 1 2 3 4 means 5 values, 0 1 2 means 3 values, so from you can see it gets printed for each. So this is the nested loop. You can have a nested while, you can have nested for, you can have inside a for a while loop also getting nested. So this is the nesting loop that we understand here. Now we'll try to see what next we can learn. We'll learn something. Although we have seen some list examples, we'll try to see more on list today. So list, I have created a list with these values, and if I have to iterate it, this is how I can do using for loop. One by one values can be printed. Now just to give you how list stores value, the index start with 0, and if you want to iterate loop from here, it starts with -1. Okay, so let's go through list of string. So here I have created a list which is fruit, and I'm going to first print the whole list and then see the fruit 0 means index apple. If I want to print everything, then this will work. If I just want to get apple, then this will work because it starts with 0. List index start with 0, 0 1 2 3 like this. So due to this first print, everything gets printed, and due to this second print, only apple gets printed. Now we'll see how it works. So similar to if I want to get orange, this will work, and if I want to get pineapple, I just told you, if I want to iterate from the end means from -1, it starts with -1. Okay, so let me just comment it out and run it. We'll see how these both prints. Fruit 2 means 0 1 2, so orange gets printed, and -1, as I said, will start from the end. Okay, so this is how we can iterate. Now if you want to have some more variations, like fruit 1 and 2 means start from 1 and go till 2, and 2 colon nothing means after 2 print everything what it has. So I'll try to print it. Let's see. From 1 to 2 it's banana, which gets printed, and from 2 onward orange and pineapple. So this is from where to start, and there's no end, so print everything. Okay, and in this case, where we need to end, we'll start with 1 and we'll end before 2, so banana gets printed here. So we have seen the for loop part of how to print it. Now I'll show you how to modify the values. If I want to suppose change apple to something new, so I just need to write fruit on the index of 0, new fruit, and if I'll print fruit now, you can see the new fruit gets printed instead of apple. So I have modified this fruit list. Okay, so today we have seen the list part. Now I'll stop the video here only, and in the next tutorial we'll move ahead from this. Thank you so much viewers for watching. If you didn't understand anything, do repeat the videos, do like and subscribe the videos.